Riders. Soups and I are finally here to give you the 5K Q&A video.
Yes, finally. This bitch took forever.
Already? Just right off the bat.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm just anxious to start reading the questions from your Q&A.
That's fine. I've actually left you guys waiting long enough, so without any further ado, Soups, take it away.
Oh. Finally. Okay. First question from Trilight. What kind of games do you like to play? And if you were in Ruby and could have any weapon, what kind of weapon would you have? And why did you start this channel?
Alright, well, those are actually some really good questions. Okay, let's see. What kind of games do I like to play? I actually like to play like the more action adventure kind of games. You know, kind of like Ruby Grimmy Clips or like Batman Arkham Knight or uh, uh, God of War. You know, action adventure games like those. Those are my top favorite games to play. And if I were in Ruby, what kind of weapon? And if I could have any weapon, what kind of weapon would I have? Um, Me and Andrew from Nerds Mirage had a live podcast and we talked about it. I would actually like to have Violet's weapon. Is her name Violet? I think Violet is her name. The girl with the bunny ears. Her. Taking pictures of everybody else's weapon, and you basically have everybody's weapon. That's the best thing that I can think of. I would love to have her weapon. And why did I start this channel? I actually started this channel as a way to kind of help me with my shyness. Because I know you guys come on here and you see me go crazy over, trailers that I like or, fan-made trailers and stuff like that. And you guys see me go crazy off of Ruby. But in real life, like, I have a shy side. So I did it as a way to help me break out of it. And that was a New Year's resolution to myself and to even try things differently. And I just saw YouTube as an opportunity to come on here and knock out two birds with one stone. Like join the YouTube community, get into reacting and reviewing and things like that. And I never really did self-made videos. Like if I was in a video, that's because somebody else recorded it or I was with friends or whatever. But I never did anything like this. And so I was like, you know what? I just knock out both things in one shot. So that's pretty much why I started it. Alright. So, Soups, next question.
Okay, second question from Hydro Zero Pump 6. My Q is, and I know you get this a lot, but my Q is, who is your favorite Marvel or DC hero if you had to pick one? Who is your favorite DC hero?
You just had to throw in a subliminal, didn't you? But most of you guys already know this, but Superman. He's my favorite DC hero. As for Marvel, I don't really know because I don't really keep up with Marvel like that. But I actually do really like Black Panther though. I really like Black Panther. Yeah. So I think if I had to go with Marvel, it would probably be Black Panther. But DC is definitely Superman. I'm trying to make sure that I'm not missing out on any other characters from Marvel that I actually do like, but yeah, I think Black Panther is gonna take the cake. Yeah. Alright, Soups. Next one.
That's right. Let them know. It's me. Anyway, next question is from Dark Dragon U1. Question is, Do you ever plan to open a P.O. box?
Okay, Dark Dragon. That's actually a really good question. Um, One day. I do plan on opening up a PO box because I've actually had at least one, maybe two of you that asked me about that once before and wanted to send me stuff. So maybe one day, I do have plans to open one up. I'm just not positive on when I'm going to go through with it yet, but yeah, I do plan on opening up one. That was a good question, right, Soups?
That was a good question. Maybe if you do, I'll actually get some friends. Anyway, the next question comes from Tech Cast. I hope I said that right. If I did, I'm sorry. His questions are: who is your favorite Ruby villain? What inspired you to become a YouTuber slash reactor? Have you thought to include other YouTubers or reactors in Light versus Dark?
Whoa, you took it there, didn't you? Okay. Um, alright, I'll go in order. Who's my favorite Ruby villain? That's a hard one. To be honest, it's kind of a tie between Torchwick and Emerald. I mean, not Emerald, Cinder. Because I like Torchwick because he was like, just his personality and the way he was. Like, that was just funny to me. And I'm just like, yo, he's such an interesting villain. And I always did want to learn more about him. As for Cinder, I don't even know if this was her plan, and I'm not going to get into details about it in case anybody that's watching this hasn't seen, isn't caught up to Ruby. I'll put it that way. Whoever's watching this, because I have fellow reactors that are currently catching up to Ruby, so I'm not going to spoil anything. But, yeah, I think I like Cinder. I might have to go with Cinder. Now that I'm really thinking about it, because Cinder, the execution of her plan was just so incredibly genius that you gotta respect her. And on top of that, she's powerful as shit. So I respect that. Uh, what inspired me to become a YouTuber or reactor? I kind of answered this already, but I'll answer it again. Um, I wanted to become a YouTuber to basically help me out of my shyness and to try something different. And I never really done the whole recording myself and talking to the camera kind of thing. So it was brand new to me. So I was like, you know what, I'll try this differently and it'll help me break out of my shyness at the same time. So I figured I'd knock out two birds with one stone. As for going into reacting, uh, I honestly wanted to give it a try because it looked like a lot of fun. And I used to watch, well, I still watch, but I watch reactors and it just looked like a hell of a lot of fun. So, like, you know what? I want to try it. You know, what, at first, I guess I could say, like, what could go wrong? Or what can I lose? But that's before I learned about trolling and haters and copyrights and yeah, just all the negative stuff that's going on with the reacting community now. I don't regret it though, not one bit. And your last question, oh gosh, have I thought to include other YouTubers or reactors in Light versus Dark? Without spoiling anything, I'll put it like this. I have thought about featuring other YouTubers and reactors in Light versus Dark. I have a person or persons in mind about who can be featured in this. That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say. I have thought about it, and I have an idea of what person or which people I would like to feature in Light versus Dark. I'm not going to tell you if it's multiple people. I'm not going to tell you if it's one person. Just know that I have thought about it.
Those are really good questions, Tech Armor. Thank you. And thank you for the hashtag. I truly appreciate it. The next question comes from Ultra Sergeant. Oh, 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 oh. I've seen these trailers. They're so epic. Oh my god, oh my god.
Okay, Soups. Okay, calm down. Just, just read the question.
Okay. I'm sorry. I got carried away when I saw his name. Anyway, here's 3 questions. The first one is, if you could see any fan-made trailer, what would you like to see? The second question is, who is your favorite Superman actor? And the third, what are your favorite YouTube channels?
Okay, let's see. Alright, Ultra Sergeant, with you, Adila Steele, and Alex Luthor, the 3 of y'all pretty much like already created like whatever fan made trailers I could have thought of. So you guys have pretty much allowed for me to see whatever I wanted to see. Because I would have normally said, you know, DC versus Marvel or, you know, stuff like that. But you guys have already done that. But, I don't even know. I don't know, because you guys have, like, you guys already made everything that I could think of. So if I think of anything else, I'll let you know. But as of right now, y'all already knocked it out. Y'all already knocked it out the park. Second question, who is my favorite Superman actor? This one's a little tricky for me to answer because as of right now, I'm really and truly enjoying Henry Cavill's Superman. But Christopher Reeve will forever hold a special place in my heart. So this one's a little tricky for me. Yeah, as of right now, Henry Cavill is my favorite Superman actor. But Christopher Reeve will forever hold a special place right here. Right here. Right in the heart. Third question, what are your favorite YouTube channels? My favorite YouTube channels are pretty much like everybody else's. Like, I might be a YouTuber, I might be a reactor, but at the end of the day, I'm still a fan. So I still watch Tyrone Magnus. I watch I'm Dante. I watch Akasan. I watch your channel for your fan made trailers. You know, a couple people in the Reactors League as well. Hey, he asked me the question. But that's just to name a few. But yeah, pretty much my favorite YouTube channels are like certain reaction channels and fan made trailer kind of channels, just like yourself, Adila Steele, Alex Luthor. Oh, I also really like and enjoy fan made animations like Mighty Raccoon. He is definitely grown on my list, and I truly enjoy his work. Really?
Okay, next question comes from Lemuel Senevel. Oh, that's your buddy. I bet you he would show me some goddamn respect.
Not if he knew you the way that I do. Read the next question.
Okay, so he asks, do you remember the first thing you ever watched of Superman that got you intrigued in the character?
Okay, that's actually a really good question. Damn, this actually got to take me back. It would have to be... Damn. I don't even remember. It would have to be like one of one of the like old cartoons. Like I'm talking like Super Friends old. Like yeah, it would have to be in like when the Super Friends was still on TV, and when you had Firestorm on the team, and uh, Black Lightning, and oh, I forgot his name, but he was like this Indian guy, and he grew in size like Giganta. Um, yeah, it would have to be that. That has to be my first exposure to Superman when I was a kid. If that wasn't it, if it wasn't that cartoon, it had to have been the first Superman movie with Christopher Reeve. Those are the only two Superman related things that I could think of that I watched as a kid that that did it for me. Those are the only two. So if it wasn't the cartoon, it definitely had to have been um, Christopher Reeve's Superman, the first one. Good question.
Okay, the next question is coming from Louis Lude Krypton. And I hope I said that first part of your name right. If I did, I'm sorry. But I can tell you're a Superman fan, so I know you'll forgive me. Or at least I hope so. Anyway, his questions are, what movie what movie you're excited to watch this year other than Batman v Superman for sure? There better not be any. Sorry. Okay, second question. What comic book movie you expect to top the box office this year in your opinion? And what comic book movie releasing this year you expect to get the higher rating? And the last question is, who are your top two that played Supes? His are Henry Cavill and Tom Welling. He also says to keep up the awesome work, mate. Yes, Anthony, I would like to know too.
Wow. Um. Okay. You guys are coming up with some really good questions. All right. What movie you're excited to watch this year other than Batman v Superman? I am excited for Captain America Civil War. I am excited for Suicide Squad. Um, I am excited for the next Ninja Turtle movie, the Out of the Shadows. I'm excited for that too. Um, oh, and I'm definitely excited for X-Men Apocalypse. Definitely, definitely. Second question: what comic book movie you expect to top the box office? That's gonna be a hard one. Um, I actually think I gotta go with Batman v Superman to top the box office. Cause as of right now, I know Deadpool is doing really well for a rated R movie, but I still think Batman v Superman is going to top the box office. Um, and which one do I expect to get the higher rating? You saw something outside, Katie? Uh, the higher rating. That's gonna be a hard one because the Marvel movies have been known to get really high ratings, but at the same time, Batman v Superman does have uh the writer who basically did he win an Oscar or a Grammy? Well, basically, he won an award for writing Argo. Um, that's gonna be hard. The higher rating. I may have to give that to Civil War. I think Civil War might get the higher rating. Only because Marvel movies, whether you believe it or not, y'all see this damn cat? Get off. Marvel movies tend to attract kids just as much as they do as adults. And I feel like Batman v Superman is going to target or is going to attract more of the adults than kids. So I think Civil War is going to get it. Yeah. And your last question, who are my top 2 favorite that played Supes? That is going to be a very difficult question for me to answer because I actually have 3. As I said before, Christopher Reeve will always, 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 always hold a very special, dear place in my heart. But right now, Henry Cavill is my favorite portrayal of Superman. But I loved Tom Welland's portrayal of Superman as well. So yeah, like choosing between those 3, I can't really do, for the simple fact that, like I said, Christopher Reeve will always hold a special place near dear in my heart. Yo, this cat is like all over the place in this living room. Alright, so yeah, Christopher Reeve will forever hold a special place near dear in my heart. Henry Cavill is killing it. Killed it in Man of Steel. I know he's gonna kill it in Batman v Superman. Like, you see him, and he's like right off the comic book pages. Tom Welland's portrayal of Superman was a different kind of Superman, but I still loved his portrayal. But yeah, if I had to choose, it would have to be Henry Cavill and Christopher Reeve. It would have to be. As much as I loved Tom Welland's portrayal, I can't put him in front of Henry Cavill, and I can't put anyone in front of Christopher Reeve. So, yeah.
Yes, those are all really, really good questions. So, the next person to ask questions is coming from Stanley Mansell, aka Stan the Man. And he asks, well, he has a couple of questions actually. He asks, if you have to do without one of these, which one would it be? Sight or your penis? I don't know if I want to know that. But anyway, next question. Other than Ruby Team, what are some other characters in Ruby series you like? Next question. What are some of your other hobbies? And since you're into horror movies, what is your top 10 horror movies of all time? And the last question is, what be your all-time best 5 moments of Superman? It could be from TV, movies, or comic books. Yes, Anthony, what are the best 5 moments of me?
Wow, Stanley. Okay. Let's see. If I had to pick one, sight or my penis, I guess I'm just gonna have to be blind. Yeah, I'm gonna have to be blind. Like, I got babies to make. Oh, my girl's gonna kill me for that one. Yeah, and especially since I'm not a virgin, yeah, take my sight. Alright, so what other characters besides the Ruby Team do I like? Well, I like Crow. Let's see. I like Crow, Jean, Pyrrha, and Velvet. And to be honest, I kind of like Torchwick and Cinder as well, but those are more like characters that you love to hate. um, yeah, yeah. The reason that I ended up liking Cinder is because she's strong and she executed that plan lovely. But again, no talk about Ruby. We're gonna leave all spoilery talk out of this. Um, what are some of my other hobbies? Stanley, to be quite honest with you, besides making videos and doing YouTube, I really don't have that many hobbies. You got sleeping in video games. um, yeah, just I like sleep. I enjoy playing video games even though I fell off of it, but I do enjoy playing video games. And watching movies, I guess. Yeah, I try to catch up on watching movies, so I'll throw that in there. But that's really about it. Nothing like, nothing like how other people have like sports and swimming. Yeah, nothing like that. Um, my top 10 horror movies of all time. This is gonna be kind of difficult. All right. Uh, well, the list, what I'm about to list is in no particular order. It would take me forever to try and figure out what's from like my least favorite to favorite, like 10 to 1. So this is in no particular order. I'm just naming them, all right? So I really, like, I love Michael Myers. So Halloween is definitely in there. So you got Halloween. I love Jason. So you got Friday the 13th. Even though I haven't seen all of these, I like Nightmare on Elm Street, even though I haven't seen all of them. Um, Saw. So what's that? I'm at 4. I know it looked like I'm throwing up gang size, but I'm trying to figure out what I'm at, where I'm at. So I'm at 4. So yeah, Saw. Like I love the whole Saw franchise, but the very first Saw was my favorite out of it. So the first Saw. I, gue- I guess you could say Texas Chainsaw. I don't really know which one, but I like the idea of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, so that I'll throw that in there. Paranormal Activity is in there. I don't know which one, but just it's in there somewhere. Um, I like Chucky, even though his movies became watered down, so I'll throw Child's Play in there, the Chucky movies. Uh, there was this movie that I saw. It was like a B-rated movie. It was just like one of those. I was just looking through like Netflix and Hulu, just trying to find something to watch. It's this movie called Grave Encounters. I fell in love with that movie. I didn't think I was gonna like it as much as I did, but I really did. If you haven't seen Grave Encounters, look it up, watch it. I'm sure that you will enjoy it. So you got Grave Encounters. So what's that? I think I'm at 8. Oh, Insidious. That's definitely on there. Insidious. What's gonna be my 10th one? Like I like zombie stuff, but I can't think of a good zombie movie. Like there's this old a old movie entitled Night of the Living Dead, but I've never seen that whole movie, so I don't want to put that out there. And Dawn of the Dead ended up pissing me off. Certain events in that movie just pissed me off. You know what? I I was gonna throw the Scream franchise in there, but I ain't really care for the Scream franchise like that. I didn't. Well, if you did, I'm sorry. Well, okay. I guess I gotta throw the Scream franchise in that. But now, all jokes aside, my 10th one is probably going to be World War Z. I really, really enjoyed World War Z. So there you have it. 10. And the last one is, what is your all-time best 5 moments of Superman? So let's go down this list. This is in no particular order either, but you have the Justice League Unlimited when Superman punched the shit out of Darkseid when he was fused with Brainiac at the ending of that series. You have that. You have Smallville, where Tom Welling flew for the very first time in that show, even though he wasn't fully himself, but you'll understand if you watch Smallville. And I'll tell you where it was. Smallville season 4 episode 1, the very first episode that Lois Lane came into town and Superman and Clark Kent was not himself, and he took off. So that's 2. Then you have Man of Steel. Sorry, battery's starting to die. You got Man of Steel. It's pretty much a tie from where he flew for the very first time and where he flew and like just tackled Zod and was just, well, you know what? The whole Superman Zod fight, that's my 3rd one. There we go. The Superman Zod fight in Man of Steel 3. You have Christopher Reeve as Superman. So that's Superman 1 and 2, even though he made 4 movies. I'm sorry, 3 wasn't that good and 4 wasn't that good. But I can sit down and watch Superman 1 and 2 any day of the week. And the 5th one in comic books, I'm trying to list one from comic books, but I'm not that heavy on comic books. But I would say, yeah, I don't really follow comics like that, so I can't even think of one for comics. But I would have to say, see, even with the Superman animated series, they watered him down. So damn, this 5th one is kind of hard. I would say the Superman and Batman Public Enemies movie, where Superman and Batman handled, when I say handled other supervillains and superheroes by themselves. Handled. So that's it. So, whew. That was a long one. Those are really good questions, Stan. I really do appreciate it. Thank you.
Yes, those are all really good questions. Except the first one. I didn't really want to know that. But anyway, next set of questions are coming from Moy Dosi. I know I probably butchered that and I apologize. But his set of questions are the most underrated superhero / supervillain. The next question is, you get to choose any actor or actress to play any character in the DC universe. Who would they be? You get to live in one of any city in the DC universe. Where would you live and why? The next question is, character with the most badass design. And the last, you eat ass? I don't really want to know that last one.
Okay, let's see. The most underrated superhero or supervillain. That, my friend, would have to be Static Shock. I think he is the most well, I don't want to make it seem like when I say underrated, I feel like people underestimate him, and Static Shock should have more of popularity than he does, because Static is an awesome superhero, and I feel like he's just like buried, underneath that line of top heroes and underrated heroes. You know what I mean? So yeah, I gotta go with Static. Second one, if I could choose any actor or actress to play in the DC universe, uh, I don't know. I would like to see Bryan Cranston in the DC universe. I just don't know as what character, but he's an awesome actor, so I would like to see him. Uh, Damn. I don't know, because they have a lot of good actors and actresses already in the DC universe, so it's kind of hard to pinpoint just who. And I'm not the type of person that would want like an A-list actor in a superhero movie, only because I feel like superhero movies are the best when there is not that well known of an actor who portrays them. Because even with Henry Cavill as Superman, he wasn't that well known over here in America. So, honestly, I am one of those people that would love to see Tyrese in the DC universe. Jon Stewart, maybe I can see him pulling it off, but I would like. Jon Stewart is more of the serious one, so I can still see him doing it. So, yeah, I'm just gonna stick with that. Yeah. Alright, third question. If I could live in any city in the DC universe, which one would it be and why? It's kind of hard because they all end up getting destroyed, but it would be a tie between Central City, where the Flash lives, or Metropolis. For the simple fact that, number one, if I lived in Metropolis, that means I would get to see Superman either on the news or just flying overhead. And he's my favorite character, so I would love that. Central City, the Flash could get there literally in a flash. So even if I'm in danger, I feel like the Flash would show up. um, Character with the most badass design. That one, I don't even know. Honestly, it would probably have to be Deathstroke. I've seen some badass designs of Deathstroke, so I would have to go with him. And your last question, do I eat ass? No, I do not eat ass. Never done it before, never even tried it. I'll give you a free one. Would I try it? Maybe if I'm married. And that's a big maybe if I'm married. Maybe. But as of right now, no. So, yeah. Thank you for your questions.